Hi, I'm Patricia Rodriguez. We're going to be painting bomb pops today. It's getting close to the 4th of July, summer. It's time for cold treats. And one of my favorites is the bomb pop. It's an iconic little ice cream that you've probably seen in the ice cream truck or the paleta man and definitely the supermarket. I really like the whole cute image of the bomb pop. It's really just evokes summer for me. So if you guys are ready, we're gonna start painting. So today we're gonna be doing the bomb pop, and you probably have this little template, and it all starts with this template. I'll tell you about the supplies you're gonna need. A small canvas, or you can even work on paper if you like. A tray for your paints. And I like to reuse my trays, so stuff from the supermarket, your takeout. It's nice to recycle. We'll be using 3 colors mainly. 4. We're going to be using white, red, blue, and yellow. And we're going to be doing different shades, so I'll show you how to mix if you want to do a little more 3D look, or you can leave it basic with just red, white, and blue and a background color. The background color I chose is a light pastel green because it reminds me of the paleta trucks. They usually do like a light green or pastel pink or blue, and for me this is just like childhood memories and fun. So I'm going to be using green. You can use whatever color you want. We're going to take our template and a pencil. And I'm going to tell you a secret that artists use that they might not have told you about. It's how to get your image onto the canvas. So you have your template, and I want you to flip it over and take your pencil and trace the image in pencil. By doing that, you're putting graphite on the paper, which you are then going to flip over and transfer. So I'm just going to finish drawing and tracing. And make sure you really press down and get some graphite on the paper. When you have it all traced out in pencil, then you're going to put it on your canvas. With the template ink side up and the pencil part down. Place it wherever you'd like. I like to put it right in the center. And then you're just going to trace over the template. Make sure you get all the lines. And if for some reason it's not dark enough or you missed a spot, just try to line it back up with more graphite on the back and retrace it. This is kind of the most important part, is just getting the drawing on there the way you want it. And the paints we're using are acrylic paints, which are water-based. So you're going to want to get a little container with some clean water and a paper towel to blot and clean your brush to keep all your colors fresh. Going over some just to make sure I got it right. And you can peek and see where your drawing is. Mine's kind of light, so I'll probably put some more graphite on the back. There's also this magic stuff called carbon paper. Carbon paper is another easy way to get your drawing onto your canvas. You just put this behind your template and trace, and all this black stuff will transfer and make your drawing magically happen on the canvas. I have cat visitors in the studio. They might come say hi. That's Tuco, and Angus is around here somewhere. But they are my assistants. Okay, I've kind of made a mess of it. but I do see my drawing. So another thing you can do, if it's too light, you can go ahead and draw straight on the canvas to make your drawing darker. Okay, so now we have the bomb pop drawn on the canvas, and we're not going to use the template. Let's put that aside. So the next thing we're going to do is our background color. And really, any kind of acrylic paint works. I have like really expensive paints. I have cheap paints from Michael's. Any kind of paints you have is a wonderful paint. This is craft paint, but it's acrylic. So you'll want to use brushes that are for acrylics, not watercolor. Watercolor brushes are very soft and they won't do what you want really for this. So then we're just going to paint our background in. Paint around your drawing. Acrylics dry pretty quickly, but you still want to watch where you put your hands down and not drag it in the paint. Might be tricky, but you want to try to cut around your popsicle. Fill in all the white. And if you want to do different colors on your background and make a rainbow or whatever, you can even make like a space, like it's shooting into outer space. Sometimes little hairs will come off your paintbrush and you can just pick those out. More paint. And I like to paint the sides because it just looks good when you hang it on the wall and everything is one color. Another good thing is to put cardboard or paper down so you're not messing up Mom's table. So this is wet and it needs to dry for a second. Then you want to clean your brush. You can just mix it around in the water. And I've got a paper towel. And you can see when the color stops coming off on your paper towel, then it's clean. This is wet and you can either just sit and let it dry for like 5 minutes, or you can get a blow dryer and make it quicker, which I will do right now so we can proceed. So now we've got our background on. It's a little washy, so if you want it solid, you'll want to do another layer, but I'm actually okay with leaving it like that for now. So we're going to go ahead and start painting our bomb pop. And you're going to need red, white, blue, and the yellow. Whatever colors you have, we're going to make them work. Let's start with red. And when you put your paints out, put them with some space so you can mix right next to them. So I'm putting out red. Got a light blue, but you can use a dark blue or whatever blue you have. I'm just using like a little squirt because they mix it with water and it actually kind of goes a long way. Yellow. and white. And I've kind of given them their own space so that we can mix. The next thing we're gonna do, I've got a couple of small brushes. Small brushes are gonna work for this project. So I've got a round, small, a square, small, and a little small, round, pointy brush. Another thing I have is my computer, but you can also use your cell phone. And find a picture of a bomb pop to give you inspiration and really let you see what a bomb pop looks like. Part of, big part of the art is looking at something and translating that to your vision. If you're not just painting abstract from your brain, which is total fun. But since we're painting a bomb pop, it's nice to see the bomb pop. I would say paint from an actual bomb pop, but it's gonna melt all over your table. We are going to start with red. So we have my container of water and my paints and my paper towel. Put a little bit of water on your brush and dip it into the red and just really saturate your brush, load it up. It's nice if you can still see your drawing through the paint. I'm just going to put a thin layer where you can still see your drawing through the paint. So now you have the red on there. Now you really want to clean your brush because we're going to move to blue. Mixed in the water really good. Make sure there's no more red on your paper towel. And then when it's clean, you're going to dip it into the water and then dip it into the blue. Now we're going to clean our brush really, really good because we're going to go to white. And actually, the secret with the white is it's not totally white. I like to use a really light blue so that it looks 3D and has some shadows. But we're going to start by dipping our brush in the white, and then we're going to create another little area for it. And then we're going to dip our brush in the white and create another one. From there, we're going to go ahead and fill in our white with pure white. The blue and the red might still be wet, so you want to kind of stay away from those edges so you don't drag that color into your white. Although in a bomb pop it really probably would sort of melt into the white, so it's okay. Once you have your white on there and it's still kind of wet, barely touch the blue and mix it into your white. Mix it. Some people use a little popsicle stick to mix. I just use my brush for something small like this. So we're going to take our very, very, very light blue and we're going to go keeping to the left side of each little segment of the white. And you should still have a little white area on the right. So light blue, white for each little segment of your popsicle. Then you don't need to clean your brush, you can just dip it into the blue. Get more blue than you got the last time. And you're going to mix it into your white. So now you have a darker light blue. And once it's mixed up, we are going to go over to your very far right section of your popsicle, and that's the darkest white part. Then we're going to do the very central one, and you can just run a line down it. When you want to blend, you can clean your brush, blot it, and everything's still wet in the white area. You can just kind of brush over it so that it looks nice and soft. What we did with the white, we're going to do with the red. So we're moving in sections. So the next one we're going to do is this white that we've set aside. We're going to dip a little bit of red, just a little, and we're going to mix it into that white. Oh, look, you've made pink. All these colors, red, yellow, and blue, are the primary colors, and they make every color, supposedly. Now we have a light pink. So we're going to very gingerly paint a little highlight over here on the popsicle. Right side of your red. This style of painting, of what we're painting, is called pop art because we're using something that everyone has seen and knows what it is, like a product. Pop culture. You may have seen Andy Warhol's soup cans. That's considered pop art. So now we've got a red highlight. We're going to clean our brush. Go straight to red. And since our white is still wet, we're going to blend. By now your pop should be looking kind of 3D. And let's see, we got a little highlight over here and here and here. So we're gonna clean our brush, back to our pink, and just got a little highlight. These can look kind of sketchy, they can look really smooth. Just depends how patient you are, how much time you have. So now we've got our highlights on our red, we're gonna go to the blue. So we've already got this nice light blue that we've made for the white, and we're gonna use that for the blue. We are going to, looks like this little second segment on the very left gets a highlight. And over here. And the very edge. Clean your brush. Straight white will get a very good highlight. Sometimes you'll see me make a little dot just to kind of break up a line. Then you want to take some pure white and we're going to make a highlight that goes all the way down the popsicle on this side. Most things in 3D, there's light coming from a certain side. Like where I have light coming in from a window, you would have a highlight and the other side would be in shadow. Drag a straight white line all the way down. Then we've got some nice little highlights right around the round top part. And you can just use the edge of your brush. Just kind of sketch it in. I'm kind of using my brush like a pencil and just kind of drawing in the highlight. Now I'm going to switch over to my round brush. The yellow we're going to take and we're going to move it aside over here. We're going to clean our brush. We're barely going to poke it in the red. And make a color that's like an orangey color. Clean your brush, dip it in the white, and then mix that into your orangey color. And we're making a stick color for the popsicle stick, which isn't really yellow, it's more of a tan. So now that we've got that color, we are going to paint our stick. Now we have the stick color on. Let's put a little bit more yellow into our tan that we just made, and a little bit of red. That's too much red. If you do too much, add more of the other one. So let's add a little bit more yellow. And you can look at your Bomb Pop picture on your cell phone or computer to kind of see the color that you're trying to get. Add a little bit of white. What you want is a darker color than you've put down, because we're going to do a very little shadow right underneath the popsicle to make it look 3D. Now I'm switching over to my very little pointy brush. Get it wet. I'm going to dip it in the white and finish off any little highlights that we feel need some work. This really makes your popsicle pop. Now it looks shiny and wet and like a 3D popsicle. And definitely have fun with your popsicle. Like if you want to add a sparkle to it, it's shiny, blingy. Bling your popsicle. The main part is that you have fun this summer playing with your popsicles, eating popsicles, and creating art. We are pretty much done, but I will show you something else you can do. If you have this thing called Posca pens. These are acrylic paints in a pen. These make it easy for you to outline and sign your name and stuff like that. So if we really want to make this pop, we will outline it. But if you don't have Posca pens, your Bomb Pop looked fine the way it was. We didn't have Posca pens when I was a little kid, but we did have markers. And they make these in different colors. And you could probably use regular markers too. So from here, we've made a little pop art popsicle. You can either go crazy with the background, do some stars, write pop, Bomb Pop, your name. But if you just want to keep it nice and simple, we're just going to sign it. Fun art you can hang in your kitchen, hang in your room. Just have a great summer.